The heartwarming little details among the Straw Hat crew. When it comes to the relationships between the Straw Hat pirates, beyond trusting and fighting alongside each other in battles, there are many touching moments in their daily lives. Take Sanji's bento boxes, for example. On Whole Cake Island, Sanji was originally preparing food for Pudding, but out of habit, he made dishes that his crewmates loved. Inside were Luffy's favorite meat, Zoro's preferred onigiri, Robin's cherished sandwiches, Usopp's beloved grilled fish, Frankie's hamburgers, Brooke's curry, Sanji's own favorite pasta, Nami's oranges, and Chopper's chocolate. Even during Sanji's most emotionally complex and difficult times, he still thought about making his crewmates' favorite meals. Luffy remembers everyone's food preferences. While he usually seems carefree and unbothered by details, on Whole Cake Island, when he tasted the sandwiches and hamburgers, he immediately recognized them as Robin and Frankie's favorites. He mentioned how everyone's preferred foods were included, wishing they could try them. So while Luffy can be amusingly clueless at times, he's incredibly attentive when it comes to his crew. Robin carries candy in her backpack. In Dressrosa, when the Tontada people searched through Robin's bag, they found candy, even though Robin isn't particularly fond of sweets. It turns out she keeps them for Chopper, who loves sweet treats. Of course, Robin often treats Chopper to his favorite cotton candy, making him incredibly happy. Frankie's mini-Merry creation. Frankie joined at a unique time, and his bond with the Going Merry wasn't as deep as the earlier crew members. However, he was still moved by Merry's story. Though this tough guy tried to hide his emotions, claiming he wasn't touched and wasn't crying angry tears, Frankie commemorated Merry in his own way by creating a mini version of her, hidden in the Thousand Sunnies dock system. Frankie turned it into an adorable shopping vessel for the crew, while the mighty Sunny would continue Merry's legacy of protecting the crew. Zoro's protection of his crewmates extends to babying Chopper to the extreme, from giving him baths to letting him ride on his head. He's also vigilant in protecting the two women aboard. On Fishman Island, he shielded Robin from an attack, and on Punk Hazard, he protected Nami. While Zoro's care for the women isn't as obvious as Sanji's, he never hesitates to defend them in dangerous situations, quietly guarding them all. Brooke protecting Robin on Onigashima might seem standard, but the pairing holds special meaning. When Brooke first joined and struggled with self-doubt after several mishaps, Robin was the first to reach out and have a heart-to-heart with him. She gave Brooke courage and helped him find his place on the ship. So on Onigashima, Brooke steadfastly stood by Robin's side, clearing away lesser enemies so she could conserve strength for her fight against Black Maria. Without seeking glory or recognition, he was content being her support, and ultimately helped an exhausted Robin escape from CP0's pursuit. These two, who shared similar emotional journeys, faced their inner demons and truly understood the meaning of companionship. Chopper's brave defense of the ships. While often pampered and protected by his crewmates, Chopper shows remarkable courage in critical moments. On Scipia, when left alone to guard the ship, he vowed to protect it. Later, when faced with Ohm's attack, Chopper watched as flames consumed the Merry. He used his own body to extinguish the fire and manually separated the burning mast from the ship. Even covered in burns, Chopper insisted on keeping his promise to protect the ship. A similar situation occurred on Whole Cake Island, where Chopper bravely defended the Sunny against Emperor Big Mom, blocking her attacks twice. The second time, using his body as a shield, Chopper made a declaration worthy of an emperor. "At least I can bring everyone to the point where we all jump into the same horizon of the sea." While Chopper might have seemed outmatched against an emperor, remember that the brave Chopper was only at 100 times his power then. Everyone surely remembers when Zoro said, "Nothing happened on Thriller Bark," but Chopper had said something similar on Skypiea after protecting Merry. "I'm fine." Then there's Usopp. After Merry was damaged, Chopper feared Usopp's anger and felt extremely guilty. But Usopp's first concern was Chopper's injuries. "Are you okay? I'm glad it wasn't you who got burned. We can worry about the ship later." While Usopp might have gone too far later regarding Merry's situation, to him, Merry was also an irreplaceable companion. But Usopp, who cared more about Chopper, had his priorities straight. In Dressrosa, encouraged by Luffy, Usopp achieved an epic awakening. Without Luffy's knowledge, Usopp said, "Luffy, You don't need to know what happened here, just keep moving forward. God Usopp humbly concealed his achievements at that moment. Nami's subtle kindness shows in moments like on Punk Hazard, facing Monet's pursuit, where the usually timid Nami kept Chopper tightly protected in her arms. In many dangerous situations, Nami instinctively shields Chopper, whether by covering him or using her back as protection, always putting herself at the greatest risk. Knowing how important the Straw Hat is to Luffy, she carefully mends it. And understanding Ace's significance to Luffy, she sewed Ace's Beaver card into Luffy's hat so it wouldn't get lost. Jinbe's gentleness is equally touching. Initially, there wasn't much support for Jinbe joining the crew, perhaps due to his serious nature and fierce personality seeming mismatched with the Straw Hats. However, it was later discovered that Boss Jinbe has incredibly stable emotional intelligence and genuinely tries to fit in because he truly likes this crew. He doesn't mind when Luffy teases him about Nami riding on his head, plays along with Sanji's jokes, shares laughs with Robin, and even fears Nami's Conqueror's haki. There were concerns about whether Jinbe would fall under Nami's management, but it's now confirmed that Nami is indeed the Straw Hat crew's true captain. The reason why watching the Straw Hat crew's interactions is always so heartwarming is because these people are inherently wonderful just as they are.